When you get out of the shower, do you feel dry? Do you feel itchy? You get red rashes, sometimes after you take a long hot shower. It just does. It feels good when you're in there, but when you get out, you're like, God, I need creams and lotions for your skin. Well, this could be a sign something's wrong with your water. Your dry, itchy skin can be as a result of chlorine, chloramine, fluoride in your water, and even rock. These things contribute to stripping your oils off of your skin and making your skin more irritated. Left unchecked, these contaminants and natural organics like the rock in the water can literally cause more problems for you and your family. There are effective solutions that you can use to actually make your water less painful for your body. Okay, who wants to see rock in action? Let's just take a look at it. Let's go take a look at what a shower door looks like when water that has calcium and magnesium has actually landed on this glass and has not been cleaned for a couple months. Now take a look at this. See all those water spots? Hello? So those water spots are actually caused by calcium and magnesium that is part of the water droplet that hits that shower stall door, the glass, and then evaporates, and what's left behind is that rock. Now think about that white film. Now imagine that on your skin. Yes, your skin. Now you might have dried your skin and you think, oh, well, maybe that towel took it off, and maybe that's why my towel is so brittle and I need to use Downy or special chemicals in my laundry to make it soft. Yes, I've literally dealt with people on both sides of this equation. I used to own pharmacies. If you've watched some of my videos, I used to be in the healthcare world and own pharmacies. And yes, we sold prescription products. There were ointments for the skin because people had so many bad rashes. But in my days of going out there, and I uncovered with people and we unpacked the fact of let's look at the root cause of the problem and quit looking to pharmaceuticals or lotions, ointments to solve the problem. When we really take a look at taking a shower and it's got rock attached to it and it evaporates, that rock is left behind clogging the pores of the skin. And like we just said with the towel, the water evaporates and it's left attached to that towel. Now think about that for a second. Let's follow the bouncing ball here, right? The rock is still on the towel, so what do you need? You need Downy, you need Tide, you need all these nasty chemicals. By the way, have you ever read what's in Downy? I mean, you're adding chemicals to a towel and then it's stuck to that towel in order to make it soft again. Now, does that make a lot of sense? The root problem was this rock that was attached to the water droplet. So now you're just masking the problem with Downy or with Tide, hoping that you're going to be it. By the way, the number one chemical in Tide or in most of the laundry products on the market is liquid softening agents. So now think about that. All those chemicals that you put in your laundry machine that you're hoping to make this nice and soft are now touching your skin. Now touching your skin. Now touching your skin. Now touching your hair. So what do you think happens? Those chemicals, you're wearing a chemical suit, you're putting that on every single day. You're drying your body with that. So let's just look at those chemicals first and say, ew, do I want these chemicals rubbing up against my body? Your skin is the largest organ of your entire body and it absorbs things. Yes, you want to know? Just take a look at it. I sold pharmaceuticals, which were patches, nicotine patches, that people would put on their skin and it would slowly dissolve and release the chemical into people's skin and into their blood system. So if that's true, then we know that rock or any chemical that you have is going to get absorbed into the skin. So therein lies one of our problems, is all the chemicals we're using to soften and clean this towel. But now wait, we get out of the shower and what are we doing? Get out of the shower and now we start putting on lotions. Now, unless you're using coconut oil, which is one of the better things that I've seen people use out there. You're using other lotions, commercial lotions, that read the ingredients, what's in those, and you're spreading them all over the body because there's still rock attached to your skin, plugging the pores of your skin and making you more itchy. So now you lather on lotions and then you scratch and you're forcing that lotion, you're forcing those chemicals into your body. So what I've been able to witness in all the years I've both been selling pharmaceuticals and or removing rock out of people's water and then getting amazing Google reviews and compliments over and over from people like, oh my God, you changed my life. Or I had this child, they had this tremendous problem and you changed that. Thank you so much. Well, I'd love to take credit for it. It's not me. It's actually a full-on water softener system. And so water softeners are designed to attract or pull the rock off the water droplet. Now I want to make sure we're clear here. Notice I use the word water softener. Yes, at this company we sell water conditioners or salt-free systems as well. Now the market is out there and you'll find organizations that are basically online who say, those water softener companies, shame on them. They're not selling the most recent technology. Believe me, we do. We allow you, the consumer, to choose what you want. But here's the thing. In order to get the rock so it doesn't build up that white film on this glass, we literally have to remove it. Because the only thing that product that's called a water conditioner or salt-free does is it converts the water droplet so it attaches and stays attached to the water droplet. That is until it comes out of that faucet. The minute it hits air, guess what? Air is an oxidant and it pops off the water droplet and builds up on your shower stall door. How do we know this? We've done it. We've sold them, we've installed them, and then we had to return them because we got talked into the manufacturer because we didn't want to deliver salt. We got talked in by the manufacturer to say, sell these salt-free systems, they're amazing. You don't have to use salt anymore. So guess what? You think my company wants to deliver salt? The cost, the labor, the insurance, the liability, people saying, hey, you missed your appointment with me. And I mean, it's unbelievable. Nobody wants to deliver salt. Nobody wants to carry salt. That's not our business. We barely make any money on it. The margin on that is just like nothing. So we don't want to be in the salt business, but it's a necessary evil in this particular case. Because when we sold those salt-free systems, people put them in, and this problem still exists. Their dry, itchy skin still exists. Their dry, brittle hair still exists. The chlorine still made their skin even, especially when you get into the southern regions of the country. Oh my God, why? Because the water is warm, and the warmer the water is that the city is dealing with, the more chance of bacteria getting into the water. So they add even more chlorine. Or cities all over the country have now moved to chloramine. Now, who went to high school? Who took a science class in high school? Well, in science, we did experiments where they said, oh, let's combine chlorine and ammonia. And what do you get? Boom, an explosion. Now, that's what happens when you combine them. But in controlled instances, in the water department, and they add both of those together, guess what? It reduces their costs. Yes, cities can reduce their costs by combining the two, and it still kills the bacteria in the water. So let's think about this for a second. Chlorine by itself doesn't go boom, but when you bring chlorine ammonia, it goes boom because it's highly aggressive. Now think about that for a second. Do you think that's good for your skin? Do you think chlorine and ammonia, chloramine, which most of America is moving to, is good for your skin? Think twice. Even if you read the side of a bottle of chlorine, you can check out some of my other videos online that talk just about chlorine in water. By the way, if you love this video, if you like this video, if you know 3 people that you love and care for that could benefit from healthier, cleaner water, then please share this video, click like, and we hope you subscribe to the channel because our goal here is to obviously educate you on how water can transform your body, your family's body, and your home. And lastly, even save you money if you filter the water correctly. That said, when we get back to taking a look at what water filter systems can do, there are two different types. There's going to be salt-free conditioners and water softeners. Now, we've basically explained to you now that salt-free conditioners don't really work. So water softeners, they do use salt to clean themselves. So inside one of those vessels is going to be cation resin, or excuse me, a cation resin that actually will attract the rock out of the water. So when it does that, we need to clean that resin and get the rock off of there. And that's where the sodium or the salt comes in. Yes, you can also use potassium chloride. Any water softener out there does that. Yes, I've looked at products online and they say they're potassium chloride and no other water softener can do that. Don't get goofed up by these online sales companies. We do sell online. We do want to be able to help you no matter where you live. However, any water softener can be sodium-based or potassium chloride. Now, potassium chloride is super duper expensive. So sodium chloride does make the most amount of sense. Now, when you use salt, you think, oh, wait a second, is that left over in the water softener? And then is it coming out of that shower? Is that what's causing me the problem? I've had a lot of comments like that. So let me eliminate that fear, or let me qualify that. Yes, some older water softeners, you're looking at Fleck, Autotrol, they don't rinse themselves very well. Clack, as an example, you can extend the life, the longevity of, or the length in time which we can rinse it. Those products do tend to leave some salt behind, a lot more salt. In fact, Autotrol and Fleck, if I were to take a glass of water right after I fill it up and you taste it, you're like, oh my God, I can taste the salt in that water. That's terrible, right? Isn't that going to dry out my skin? Yes, it can. Now, it's not nearly the same as if you leave the rock in, because we've done them. We've used, 20 years ago, that's all we had. We used those systems, and so many people would still write me letters, call me and say, thank you. And so that said, they still work better than leaving the rock in. However, today, there's new technology out there. EcoWater, as an example, has an exact salt dosing water softener. So it uses the least amount of salt in the industry. Other than that, there's other good products on the market that rinse themselves very well, but many of them don't. So you want to make sure that you try to find a product like EcoWater that has exact salt dosing when it cleans itself, so that it doesn't leave, there's virtually zero chlorides left behind when rinsing and cleaning that water softener. Now, that said, the minute that we get that rock out of the water, guess what? Now you're taking a shower in the way that water was meant to be, soft. That's where the word soft water comes from. That's why companies all over the country call themselves, Angel. We used to be called Angel Soft Water. Then we decided, wait a second, we're really making water more healthy, so we just want to just be called Angel Water. That's why our company's name is Angel Water. Some of you that have been around Chicagoland for 50 years, you've known us as Angel Soft. No matter what, our goal is to get that water as clean as possible. And here's the thing. When we take that rock, when we get that chlorine out, which, by the way, EcoWater does have a patent on a refiner system that takes out the chlorine, chloramine, and a rock out of the water. So some of their systems are very high grade. They are more expensive than the average bear, but they perform so well for so many of our clients that they love it. In fact, I can tell you a quick story about somebody that was a client of ours that was in Killdeer. She had such a problem that she had a black countertop. Now here we've got white wherever the water's at, and we got black walls, but she literally had a black countertop in her kitchen. And she was so upset, and she was like, I got dry, itchy skin, and I don't know what to do. She had an old Autotrol water softener. So the only two options we had for her is either do reverse osmosis for the whole house, which was going to be like $30,000, right? To get all that excess salt and any extra rock out of the water. But we just become an EcoWater dealer, and I explained to her that, hey, right now with Autotrol, there's a lot of salt that's left behind. We might want to try for a lot less money a Eco Water ECR, which is their well water version of their product, and it's called the 3702. Now that product ended up helping this lady so that there's exact salt dosing in that ion exchange that was taking place, that there was less salt left behind in the water. And guess what? Her black countertops in her kitchen got black all over again. It no longer had that white powder that was on the countertops. And their algorithm that they use in their system was not only dosing the salt correctly, but knew, because she had a little bit of iron, that it might have to go through an extra regeneration now and then. So it was an absolutely amazing product for us to sell when we first got started with EcoWater about 12 years ago. Now, part of the reason why we moved towards EcoWater, and there's a couple other brand names that are out there that are made in America, is the fact that they were made in America, right? We didn't want to get products that were made in China, and the Autotrol, for example, their technology became old and antiquated. So guess what? They started making them in foreign countries. Same thing with Fleck, foreign countries. And then they started making, the distributors that we bought them from used Chinese resin, and they didn't work well. It didn't get rinsed well. So that's why when you invest in a higher quality product, you're going to get a much higher quality water coming out of your faucet. And if you've had dry, itchy skin, if you've had dry, brittle hair, well, guess what? This is going to be one of the best investments that you can make for your family. And by the way, when you have a professional that truly understands the impact on your health and on your wallet, they're going to be able to eloquently explain to you how the money you're dumping on Downy, the money you're dumping on Tide, the money you're dumping on all the nasty chemicals. By the way, when you clean that, what do you think you got to use? Lime away. What does it say on there? Toxic. It's like, oh my God, am I going to really breathe that stuff in? Yeah, you got to wear a mask, you got to wear gloves, all those kind of things. It's like, really? Just to clean that rock off of there? Yeah, because it's so difficult. Or you can go and pay someone another $900 to $1,000 at Home Depot and get another one of these, and you got to go and install it. How much time does that take out of your life to get that replaced? How much time does it take for you to make the money to go do that again? So that's where these costs really start to add up. So that's why what we want to do is explain to you that there's, no matter what you do, when there's rock and chlorine in your water, you are spending money. And you need a professional to come out and help you explain how they can help you save that money. And in what we typically are able to see is an investment in a water softener will save you money compared to what you're currently paying today. We like to call that anyway dollars. So when you're spending money on lotions, seeing a doctor, when you're spending money on Tide, Downy, and you're spending money on the cleaning supplies that you have here, when you look at the wear and tear, you know what that's going to do to that faucet? You guys all have faucets that it's not spraying out. Before long, in 5-10 years, you're going to need to replace that. Before long, that wall is going to be needing to be replaced because you can't clean it anymore. How much does it cost to get someone to come in and rip this out and put a new one in? It's thousands of dollars. That's why we like to explain to people that you can either get nickel and dime day in and day out, and you don't even know it, or you can make an initial investment that's not only going to be able to save you money, but actually transform your life, your skin, and your hair forever. If you need any more assistance on that, as you know, my name is Drew, and I'm here to serve you. Call us at 847-382-7800. Check us out on the web at angelwater.com. And our goal here is to be able to help you understand the benefits that you can obtain by filtering your water. Have a great day.